Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good to see bright new faces. And my name is Victor Kamau. I will be taking you through the Ubrica presentation and just share the opportunity that we have here. And also, as Daktari mentioned, some of the things we might not know also is that a place like Africa, for example, was iligawanywa in 1840. In the year 1840, people came and met in Belgium, and some of the people maybe we know is Leopold, and they distributed Africa. As you see, Congo, countries like Congo, the way they're at war all the time, it's because hiyo maneno ilimalizwa kitambo sana. So even some of the things we struggle with, the land issues here, the Maasai area and whatnot, because these people used and utilized their knowledge to be able to capture what we have here in Africa. So today we are having a very interesting discussion and conversation. How can you engage to be part of this life-transforming company that is going to transform not only yourself but generations? And maybe just to mention mention for everyone as a matter of information and fact, this right here is not a program. Unfortunately, in Kenya, we have been involved in programs or what you call high-yield investment programs. And those have really messed us up in a big way. People have lost a lot of money because of not having the right information in terms of investment. What you will see and you will witness today is an actual investment in a company in terms of either buying shares into the company and or buying what you call Ubricoins, and we'll discuss that. So what is Ubrica? Ubrica stands for Ustawi Biomedical Research Innovation and Industrial Centers of Africa. And we're going to look at what Ubrica does. The vision is to become the leading company in building high quality life science and health production in Africa. And the mission, of course, is to organize investments in high quality human resources, materials, and technologies for developing the life science health production in Africa. And our purpose, of course, is to invest in places for building clinics, hospitals, and for manufacture of medicines, medical devices, and health supplies in Africa. In short, what we are saying is that Ubrica is in the business of investing in health. We have had the status quo from Daktari, and I know he'll mention a bit more about that. We have a big problem in terms of health, access to health. Cost of health is a big issue in Kenya, and not only in Kenya, but in the entire Africa. So Ubrica is here to help us solve that, and we're going to look at some of the quick facts of Ubrica timeline. Ubrica was created in the year 2014, Delaware, that is where it is registered. Delaware, actually 60% of top 500 companies in the world are registered in Delaware. They have very good commercial laws. And in 2015, we commissioned the development of the biomedical industrial city, which we'll mention a bit in the presentation. And site visit was done to the proposed site. In 2016, we had completed the master plan of the biomedical industrial city and designed the URCCs. We'll mention what those are. Opened an office in Karen, and that is the office we have right now in Kenya. It is in Karen. We are soon opening an office here in Nakuru. 2017, we completed field research for project implementation in Kenya. And in 2018, we built a very key platform, which is an enabler. We'll discuss Sokojanja. So Sokojanja was built in 2018, and as we were looking for how to finance all the projects that we have for Ubrica, then we came across a technology that we'll talk about, which is called blockchain. A few people or many people have heard about Bitcoin and other coins. The technology behind it is called Ubricoin. It's called blockchain, and we learned that we can actually, this technology allows you to be able to create your own money. So other than the conventional way of having centralized ownership of money, and that is messing up a lot of countries in not only in Africa but across the world, where money is centrally located and it is controlled. That's why even in Kenya, only a few people the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer, because power and money is centralized. But when that is centralized, then you have what you call power to the people. Tuko pamoja? So that's what we're going to discuss. It's going to be very interesting. In 2019, we're doing community engagement. Actually, that is exactly what we are doing here. This is community engagement. This slide right here actually summarizes everything that we will discuss today. This is the entire ecosystem of Ubrica as a project. And on my very extreme right, we have the projects, which we'll discuss, the URCCs, USDPs, and BMIC. In the middle is a very core function of the entire project, which is the money bit. The money bit is represented by Ubricoin, and we'll mention that. Then we have the human engagement on my left, which is what we're doing here. Human engagement is the community involvement, and Ubrica runs in form of cooperative society of Ubricans, and which is organized in chapters. This is a Nakuru chapter. You're very welcome if this is your first time. Feel free to engage with us, and we'll get to know more about that. So that's about Ubrica. Some of the projects you've mentioned, the URCCs and whatnot. The first, as we mentioned, Ubrica is in the business of investing in high-quality healthcare. How do we invest in high-quality healthcare? Through three distinct projects. The first project is called the URCC, which is the Ubrica Retail Clinical Centers. The second project is the University Science and Technology Parks. And third, but not least, we have the Biomedical Industrial City, which is otherwise known as Ubrica 1. It is actually our core project later in the future. And so what is the URCC? URCC, we intend to construct at least 100 health centers across the country. We have 47 counties, so at least 2 in every county in Kenya. And of course, depending, the rest will be distributed in the rest of the counties. And a URCC is a very interesting kind of development because it has 3 components. The first one is a fully equipped medical clinic, which then is joined together with a retail store. A retail store is what you have like Nakuru or Tuskys or whatnot, where people can be able to bring their supplies and buy and sell amongst themselves. Then the third, we have a produce, value addition, and quality improvement workshop. In short, that is just a factory. So what is a PVAC? Basically, Kenya is blessed. We have immense production capacity in different areas. There are areas that produce a lot of potatoes. There are areas that produce a lot of tomatoes. There are areas that do coconut and whatnot, tea, coffee. We are blessed and we have different areas. So how do we capture the post-harvest management? That is a serious issue we are facing in Kenya, whereby we say agriculture is the backbone of our economy. So nakumbuka na siku za Mzee Moi, we have been saying agriculture is the backbone of our economy, yet the farmers do not feel that. Wakulima wangapi hapa wanaweza sema kweli, I feel agriculture is the backbone of the economy? It is not so. Why? Because we are not able to capture post-harvest. As a farmer, I will only know how to grow my crops up until when they are harvested. Once I harvest, I only have a few of these choices to do. 1, I go and look for the market myself. 2, I wait and I'm at the mercies of the middlemen who come and give me whatever price. I have no option but to take it. Or 3, I sell to my neighbors and hope me and my family will eat all that we have grown. Do you see that problem? So essentially, and even when that produce comes to the market, the person, the trader who is selling that produce in the market is at the masses because this is fresh produce. So the moment I have taken sukuma wiki from the soil, nimechomoa, immediately it starts to rot. Not essentially in that name, but it will start getting bad because it is fresh produce. So how do we capture this? How do we do value addition? The PAVC, the factories will be set strategically in areas of production. Whatever raw material is in plenty in that particular area, those farmers can come together. They can come together and bring that to a facility that value will be added. Then their price, they get a good price, a fair price for the farmer, and also for the value addition market. So STPs, which is the University Science and Technology Parks project. So Ubrica will facilitate design, development, and implementation of 66 science and technology parks, or otherwise known as STPs, for Kenyan universities. So we have about 66 universities, both public and private, chartered universities in Kenya, that is. And basically the purpose of the science and technology parks is to facilitate sharing of knowledge, promote innovation, and advance research to viable commercial products. What are we saying? I am a student, I have gone to university, I have learned, maybe I am an engineer. But the problem is, once I graduate, the moment I move from being a graduate to a graduate, the first thing I will do, I will start printing my CV and putting in brown envelopes, and I move around looking for my relatives or friends who can get me a job. Yet, I have the knowledge good enough to either develop something like this. Everything that exists uses technology. Everything that exists uses technology. So, if I am an engineer, I probably have the knowledge how to make such a device, but I do not have that capacity to turn that into a commercially viable product. So the STPs will come to mitigate that gap, knowledge market gap that we have in Kenya. And people right at the universities, as you're doing your thesis, you can be able to capture your research and turn it to a commercially viable product. Probably that idea you have in the university will change not only your life, but the lives of millions of people, not only in Kenya, but in the world. But we do not have that capacity, and Ubrica will help through the STPs. We'll not dwell a lot on that, but that's a key area of our focus. Then last but not least, this will be the biggest project for Ubrica. It's called Biomedical Industrial City, otherwise known as the Ubrica One. And we propose to implement the Biomedical Industrial City. It's going to run on about 4,300 acres, and this will be a mixed development. What do I mean by a mixed development? It will have different, if you've seen places like, say, Two Rivers is a mixed development where you have supermarkets, you have apartments for people living in, you have hotels and whatnot. So that's called a mixed development. This, in the same breath, is a mixed development. We'll have different areas. We'll have a medical campus, a research district, a residential community where those people working there will be living there. And we'll also have an industrial park where you can be able to, we import a lot of medicine, generic drugs that we can be able to manufacture here. So we should be able to do that. And once we are manufacturing our own drugs right from Kenya, cost of healthcare comes cheaper. We know that drugs are a repetitive thing. Things like Panadol. Ukianza kunywa Panadol since uwe mdogo, si hata ukiendelea kuzeeka tu, you still keep on consuming that. Headaches, whatnot. So those, if we are able to capture that market and manufacture them here in Kenya, cost of healthcare then goes down. So, and of course, everyone in that area has to eat. So we'll have an agricultural district that will take care of that. And of course, as you can see down here, we'll have specialty wings or specialty facilities for children and women, heart and lungs, neuroscience and rehab, orthopedic, cancer and hospice care, tropical and infectious diseases. Everything that we go and look for in South Africa, in India, in the US, we will be able through the Ubrica One to be able to access the same facilities, but right here in Kenya. And the difference is that it will not only be in Kenya, but it will be affordable to the normal wananchi. So that's, I think, is very important. So that's the One Health community, where we put together the human, animal, and economy and environment in one health community. We live in an ecosystem with all this entire ecosystem, and we organize that to become a One Health community. So this is a master plan designed for Ubrica 1. It was done a while ago, and as you can see, there are different, as I mentioned, the medical district, a research district, residential community, industrial park, and recreational district. So as you work hard, it's also good to have time for recreation. So that's the master plan that we have for Ubrica 1. And we have done a lot of research, not only here in Kenya, but globally. What is happening around the world? Why are we creating this? What is the need for this? So we've done a lot of research, and this basically represents some of the things that projects that are within either in Kenya or outside of Kenya, mostly Kenya and in the US, the kind of effect they have in terms of population and the size in terms of acreage that the project takes, and the kind of job creation that is projected of the same. So as you can see, there is Konza City. It aims to create about 100,000 jobs. There's Lekona, that is US. You can see the different, this is part of what we were doing as research to find out what is happening. And you can see on the very, on your extreme right, we have the biomedical industrial city on 4,300 acres. And the kind of population that will be there is about 25 to 40,000. And we are looking to create about 15 to 24,000 jobs. And those are direct. So there is a lot of indirect reach in terms of jobs created within the Ubrica 1. Now, just a background of where we've come from and where we are. Initially, we had got a site. We've already got a site within Suswa, and it was 4,300 acres, and we'd already started engaging on the same. But as we know, there is nature, you cannot fight with nature. So we very well understand what happened, the tremors that happened, and the land was divided into two in that area. So then we had to shelve that because we cannot do an entire city in such a land. So it is prone to such, yet we have been advised that that will not be the case. But now we look, there's a lot of land in Kenya that we can do elsewhere. So I just wanted to mention that. That is a master plan, the outlay on the entire project. It's a huge project and very capital intensive, and we're going to see how the financing of this project will be and why Ubrica is a very unique organization compared to what we have currently in the market. So this is just a picture of the same. Now I just want to flip sides and go to another very key enabler, which is called Sokojanja. As I've mentioned in the prior presentation, Sokojanja is our online retail store. How does this connect with everything we are doing? Remember, we'll be building the factories within the counties, in the different counties, and farmers will be able to take their produce there. Now, how we operate traditionally, the traditional way of doing business, if I grow arrowroots, for example, Nakuza, Ndoma, Amangwashe, I am a farmer, then I take it to the market, and the trader at the market then has to wait. If I am selling at top market, I sit there and wait for customers to come to me. Sindio? And I'm at the masses hoping that a few people or as many people can come and buy my items. If possible, nirudi nyumbani bila stock. Sindio? Limitation to that. The limitation is that I'm only limited to that person who will physically walk to top market and find me. Not only walk to top market, but amongst all those people who are selling, then they come to me. So that is a very limited kind of model, and the world is changing right now, and that's what Ubrica is doing. So how then can you change that narrative? It's very simple, just use information. So, and information, once you use what you call the information superhighway, which is the internet, then you are able to capture your products and take them across across the globe. You can market, you can have your shop, which is not only targeting people in Nakuru, Kenya, but it can target people even in California while we are still here. Are we getting that? So that is the purpose of Soko Janja, to be able to enable farmers to be able first to sell direct to consumer. If you are a farmer and you're growing something that I need, I don't have to come physically to meet you if I need pilipili. Even if I'm in Nairobi and you have a good deal, then I can buy from you. How do I buy from you? Simple, you take pictures of your product, you post them on Soko Janja, and right there you have a shop that is able to actually promote your product. So that's the first layer of Soko Janja, and then of course it will now propel to other multiple layers, and you'll be able to sell to a global audience. So that is changing on how we do business. Soko Janja is a very critical area, and part of the thing that will be of benefit to use Soko Janja compared to other platforms. Soko Janja is just like Amazon and Jumia as we know them. But one of the key benefits is that one will be able to, those who buy and sell will have what you call incentives in terms of Ubricons, which we'll talk about Ubricon later. And secondly, everyone who does the buying and selling, trading on Soko Janja, they'll be able to utilize their Ubricons to do the same. And last but not least, very important, is that through engaging with Soko Janja, you can be able to fund your own healthcare. Ordinarily, we go back to our pockets every month, tunatoa 500 and we pay to NHIF, sindio? Or if you have private schemes, then you can pay whether yearly or whatever the arrangement. But now imagine if you're doing your ordinary business, unauza na kununua kila siku kwa biashara yako, part of the revenues you're making goes directly to fund your healthcare. That could be a very powerful thing, and that is a real game changer on what Soko Janja is doing. So, what is the Ubrica solution to our healthcare issues that we have? The government has been speaking a lot on UHC, universal health coverage, and they've been saying they'll do this and that. But as we know, the government has a lot of noise, there is a lot of bureaucracy, there is a lot of corruption. Scientific research and healthcare as an entity is very expensive to fund. It is very, very expensive to fund that. And this needs a channel that is very clear with no minimum to no interruption. What is interruption? Interruption is things like bureaucracy, things like corruption that are killing our development. So Ubrica is bringing together a channel that is able, a very clear channel to deal with that. Now, this here is the Ubrica solution. How do we facilitate access to universal health care? The first one is through Soko Janja, which is the money part, and the physical part in terms of access is the URCCs. So as I mentioned, there will be 100 of them across the country, 2 in every county. The second one is quality. Quality will be, for you to be able to produce something quality, you have to have knowledge. You have to have not only knowledge, but very, very good knowledge. Where do we have, everywhere in the world, where do the knowledge banks lie? They are in the universities. And that is why we are partnering with the universities, and the USTPs will help in matters of quality. And the cost, of course, as I have mentioned, is the biomedical industrial city, which Kenyans will be able to get affordable quality healthcare. All this, the URCCs that will be across the country will feed into the biomedical industrial city, because that will be like the key referral hospital, so that if there are any cases that need specialized attention, they will be moved to the biomedical industrial city. We are very excited about this, and it's going to be an interesting game changer. And right about now, I want to change gears and also take us now to the money part. Tell your neighbor, money.
Money,
money, money.
Money.
Money, money.
Money.
Like the Nigerians say. So, even, and I'm not saying this, but the Bible says money answereth everything. Not a few things. Money answers everything. I am of the opinion that it is always good to have than not to have. Tuko pamoja? It is always good to have than not to have. What is Ubrica? Ubrica, I just want to, for the sake of those who might not understand, this is a new industry. Ubrica is a currency, is a digital money, digital currency that was created by Ubrica. And the genesis of this, before Ubrica, I just want to mention how this industry came up. We've come a long way in terms of how money is transacted across the world. And there before we used to use gold, and then gold was too limiting. You cannot carry your gold physically everywhere you're going to purchase items. We moved to money paper, which is called fiat currency. And fiat currency was also a bit limiting, especially for cross-border transactions. If you want to go to a place like Russia, it's limiting if you have the Kenya shillings. Then we moved to what we call plastic money, or the ATM. So I can go to a different country, instead of carrying physical cash, with my ATM, I can swipe in every restaurant I am going. Then we moved, in 2007, we moved to the next level of transactions, which actually was pioneered by Kenya. Kenya tuko mbele sana. In 2007, Kenya took the world to the next level, which is called mobile money, through our very own M-Pesa. And before 2007, no one in the world could be able to use their mobile phone to send or receive money. Sindio? But when M-Pesa, Safaricom M-Pesa came in, then we were able, whether we believed in the technology or not, but everyone now sends and receives money on M-Pesa. Sindio? Ni wangapi wanaweza niambia kama uko na pesa yako 2,000, 10,000 kwa simu, how many of you can prove to me you have money in your phone? Ni wangapi wataniambia hii ni pesa? Show me, prove to me that you have money in your phone, in your pesa. Wangapi? We cannot prove. But because the way the system is set, we know that I can come to this restaurant, buy tea, and pay with M-Pesa without giving cash. I can go to my phone, I key in details, how much I have spent 500. You make a 500, nitume, and then nionyeshe code or a confirm for system, and that is it. I don't have to use physical money. So that is technology. Now in 2008, we moved to the next level of technology, which is where we are now. It's called digital money. Digital money was pioneered by what we call Bitcoin. An individual or a group of individuals came together called Satoshi Nakamoto, and they decided that in the world, this issue of money being circulated right from central bank only, and a few individuals controlling that money, will end. And they said you can be able to use your phone to send money to anyone in the world, one, very cheaply, two, very quickly, and three, without any permission. It is a permissionless system that allows you to transact with anyone, anywhere in the world. And the other difference also with this kind of money is that it grows in value over time. When Bitcoin started in 2008, it was in very, very cheap. Right now, one Bitcoin is almost 1 million Kenya shillings. So those who have held Bitcoin since that time, they have grown with it over time. This also creates alternative forms of investment. If you have studied what is happening in the world right now, a lot of countries, of course, after trying to fight this technology, they have realized if you can't beat them, you join them. We cannot, we say formal education will take you from point A to B, but imagination will take you everywhere. Okay? If we reason with our logical heads, then I know that I cannot pass through this wall logically. But my imagination can take me anywhere. That's why you have the power to be able to see yourself in New York, yet you're here in Kenya. Sometimes we dream. You can dream or you can see yourself. You have the ability to see yourself right now in a street in Nairobi, yet you're seated here. That's what we call imagination, and that's what has propelled innovations. And as we were trying to figure out how do we fund these projects, we were trying to figure out, do we get, and of course we even had a lot of proposals from project funders and, you know, giving cash left, right and center to do this project. But we asked ourselves after some deep research, we realized there is this technology called blockchain, which powers Bitcoin and all the other coins. We can actually use blockchain, and particularly a blockchain called Ethereum, to be able to have our own currency, create our own money. We do not need to go and look for big project funders who come with a lot of conditions on owning the project. So that is what we used, and Ubrica was birthed in December 2018. That's when it was launched. And it's one of the few coins, it was actually one, I think the first in probably Africa to be listed on CoinMarketCap. And we have made tremendous effort to ensure that Ubrica will be the key funding mechanism for the entire projects. The projects we have mentioned will be entirely funded on Ubrica. We have 20 billion, created 20 billion Ubricoins, as you can see. And they will be released as per need basis in terms of the projects we envision to create. We have a very clear roadmap on where we are, where we have come from, and where we are heading. We have our white paper which guides us on how, in terms of the milestones, and I can confidently say that we are very much on track in terms of the milestones we have achieved so far. And every one of you sitting here is immensely blessed. You have a big opportunity. You have a very big opportunity to be part of this amazing company. And as you can see, some of the uses of Ubrica, I would encourage everyone to ensure that we acquire the Ubricans. So one of the things that we'll be able to utilize on Ubrica is, of course, supporting the platforms, as we've mentioned, of life science and development. It will also be used in the generic drugs manufacturing, and it will also be our means of payment on Sokojanja, which is our online platform, online retail platform. And as it becomes, it will also become accepted in many more retailers, not only on Sokojanja, but soon you will start seeing, and this is not only for Ubrica but also other coins, the way we have M-Pesa and whatnot opportunities. You'll start seeing Ubrica agents buying and selling the Ubrica, and even when you come to hotels like this, you can be able to buy items through Ubrica. And of course, lastly, can be able to, it's a peer-to-peer currency. So you send and receive person to person without involvement in the banks, without intermediaries. So essentially this is a peer-to-peer transaction where you engage from one person to the other. It's a very interesting technology that we can partake on the same. So I have talked for a while, and at this point I just want to pause for a minute and request if we have a few questions. I shall take a few questions, probably 2, 3 or 4 questions. Then we can move to the next very small but critical bit of the presentations. Tuko pamoja? Tupige makofi kidogo. If you have learned something. Asante. Thank you for the clap. I shall take a few questions. If you have any questions up to there, anything that we have not understood or we need to capture, then I will move to the meat. Tumetoka kwa soup, sasa tumeingia kwa nyama yenyewe. We want to get to the meat of the business. Any questions, swali lolote? Any questions?
Silence means consent or nothing.
Yes. Either silence will mean two things. Either they say silence is golden, so it could be you are consuming, You have consented. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. My first question is, you talked about the Ubrica, and there are 20 billion Ubrica. Like now here in Kenya, how much is one Ubrica worth? And then the next one is, how about the appreciation of the coin and the minimum that I may purchase as an investment? Thank you.
Any other question? Swali lingine? Answer for this. Two of you questions.
My question is concerning you have said it's about peer-to-peer.
Yes.
So, how will, if I want those coins, will I purchase from another person from Ethereum? That is my question.
Any other question?
Holders of Ubrica in point number 5 can be able to sell their coins direct or indirect to other people. How?
I think I'll take those questions. So the first one was create 20 billion Ubricoins. How many are in Kenya? That's how many in Kenya, and what is the minimum you can purchase, and what is the price? So yes, we have 20 billion Ubricoins, about 3 billion in circulation right now, and the interesting thing about this is that actually we have more holders outside in East Asia and other places who are holding these coins more than the Kenyans. So when you're sitting here, you have a huge opportunity being among the first few Kenyans who actually own the Ubricoins. So in terms of acquisition, we'll assist you in terms of acquiring. You need, just like M-Pesa, it's very simple. Everyone, for you to have M-Pesa, what do you need to have? M-Pesa wallet. You need to have a wallet to carry or to hold your money. So on the same breath, like you use M-Pesa, is the same way you use these coins. So the first process for you to acquire it is to have a wallet, and we will show you. We have 3 kinds of wallets that we use, and these are basically applications that you download from Google Play Store. The same way you go and download WhatsApp or Play Store. Si wote na download WhatsApp, ikicrash una install tena. So that is the same way you do. We will show you the wallets that you can download. One is called Trust Wallet, and there is another one called Coinon Wallet, and there is another one called Engine Wallet. So those 3 you can be able to get from Play Store. Sometimes if your phone is of an older technology, sometimes they have an issue accepting. But you also have another wallet that you can use on your computer, which is called MetaMask. So those are the ways. That's the first step to acquire the coin. So have your wallet, which will assist you in acquiring the same, and then we'll be able to assist you in getting the coin. So you can get the coin at only 1 Kenya shilling for the Ubricoins. So it's very, very cheap, and I mean, by the time we get into next year, we'll be able to, as we will see, by end of next year, you'll be able to have a very big growth in terms of your investment. And those are items we'll be able to discuss in depth, and as when we set up the office in Nakuru, we'll be able to do a lot of training, because what we have realized, a lot of people in Kenya do not understand the crypto market. It is still a new market, and it's not only in Kenya, even across the world. You can walk to tons of Americans and they don't know anything about Bitcoin itself. So this is a very new industry that has come up in the world, and we will take time to train you on how you can be able to do that. And maybe to mention part of the other things that will come up is that we want people later on to be able to start to access So those are things that are in the works. And and in terms of the holders, you asked the question on how can you sell to other holders. It's very simple. You have your wallet the same way you do M-Pesa transactions. I get your number and I send you M-Pesa, right? So that is the same way. We'll be able to show you how to do that. It's the same way that you are able to send the Ubrica from one person to another. So it's a peer-to-peer transaction, which is the same thing that happens with M-Pesa. And then the minimum, there is no minimum. You can buy as little as you want or as much as you want. Is that clear? And there was another question that you asked on. Could you kindly repeat the question? I think I not captured very well.
It was about, you have said it is peer-to-peer.
Yes.
So my question was, am I supposed to buy it from the Ethereum or the engine or from the other person?
Yes, so we have a couple of people who will assist us in being able to buy the Ubrica. So we'll have a team that will be able to assist us first to open the wallet and also to get the coins. So that will be done. Yes. So I hope we are good on that. If you have any other questions, please feel free to note them down. We just want to do another small, quick part of the presentation where the rubber meets the road. So we have, of all the things we have discussed, how many feel Ubrica is an interesting company? How many feel this is good information? How many feel I would want to be part of this?
Me too.
Thank you very much. Now we are moving to the next part. How do you then engage with Ubrica? How do you engage with this transformative company? Very quickly, there are two opportunities. One of the opportunities is one in acquiring shares in the company, buying shares in the company, and the second one is of course buying the Ubrica. I will explain the two, the differences and the similarities and the benefits of the same. So, Ubrica, as you have had, Ubrica as it was launched in 2014, we've come a long way. Currently, we have shares that we are selling at $2. The share price is $2 or 200 Kenya shillings. However, just because you are here today, you have an opportunity to buy the same share at 50% discount. So, tupige makofi Bwana President. Our President has allowed us to be able to have a 50%. These are things you just don't hear anywhere in the public. And I want to mention, most of us Kenyans engage with companies when they are at the Nairobi Stock Exchange. Ndio? Huwa tunangojea mambo ikiiva, nataka iive. Watu, wacha niwape time, nione mahali wanaenda. Let me tell you one thing. The moment you allow the people in the kitchen, wewe ukae hapo kwa meza ungojee chakula iive iletwe. No matter how sweet that food is, you cannot be at the same level. Ndio maana unakuta chef anakuletea chakula kitamu. Unamuuliza kwa nini ukuli? Yeye amekula hapo kitchen. He is tasted and people wanaona harufu na ameshiba. All together, it is the same thing with investments. The moment you wait for a company to go to the stock exchange and you invest at that particular time, know that those shares you are buying from people who bought them before. All together. And that is where most of the companies make money. So as you sit here, you are very privileged to get this information. So we have the offer at only 100 Kenya shillings to purchase the shares. The minimum shares you can acquire is 100 shares, which is 10,000 Kenya shillings or $100. And the maximum you can get is 100 million Kenya shillings or $1 million. So at least you can be, unaweza ona mahali huko between 10,000 to 100 million. So this is the opportunity you have for the shares. Good. Thank you for that reminder. Then another very good opportunity also is that we have a bonus. Once you buy, for every share you buy, there is a bonus of 25 Ubrica coins. You get a bonus of 25 Ubrica coins for every share you buy. So this offer closes at midnight, December 6th, 2019. So you have about 2 weeks up to the closure. Do not wait for the last minute. Wakenya tumejitolea, sisi ni hodari sana last minute, but let us try and engage. Opportunities just go and knock, and when that door is not open, they will move on to the next, right? So we have a good opportunity here. Invest in the shares, and I will mention, I hope we had a flip chart. If you could get a flip chart. I will share with you what are some of the benefits of being a shareholder in a company, particularly a company that is not yet publicly trading. So that's a good opportunity. Let me first move on to the next thing. So we have bank details. We bank with Credit Bank. We have 2 branches here in Nakuru, one at Apollo Center and another one at Gido Plaza. So you can walk to the bank and deposit your money there with the bank. Those are our details. If you do not have time to go to the bank, we have M-Pesa option, so you can pay through M-Pesa, and that's our details also on M-Pesa. Please capture those details, very important. So once you ensure you engage, even if it is the minimum, engage. However, do not usijikazie, usijiweke kwa minimum. We are not trying. Ubrica, we are not trying, we are not doing trials. We are in this business for the long term, and not only for ourselves, but for our children's children. So this is an amazing opportunity. You have heard very well, Daktari has articulated very clearly how companies and how nations actually are formed, and how our nations and economies built. They are built by people coming together through shares. So that is an opportunity we have to be part of this amazing company. The second opportunity is the purchase of Ubricons. Now, one of the differences is that when you buy the shares, you become part of the company. You become an owner of the company because you receive a share certificate. So the Ubricons, however, is a very good investment opportunity, but you don't necessarily become part of the company. So that's one of the differences between Ubricoins and the shares. So Ubricoins are different. So Ubricoins will be the ones that will be used for funding. So one of the benefits you'll get with Ubricoins is 1, increase in value, and 2, you can be able to have it as a form of investment. So, and this will actually propel a lot of things in Kenya. We envision to do a lot of trading on Ubricoin as of next year, starting from next year, and it will blow the minds of Kenyans. It will blow the minds of Kenyans, and I hope people will be able to participate in the same way we have participated in many other things that have come in terms of investment. This will be probably one of the best opportunities that we have. So as you can see, the first step of acquiring the Ubricoin is to be able to get your wallet, to acquire your wallet. And as they bring the flip chart, I kindly request you for just a minute or two, grab your phone. I give you permission to grab your phone and go to Wi-Fi. If you have not set Wi-Fi for this hotel, just go to your phone. If you have a smartphone, go to your phone and go to Wi-Fi. Look for Legacy Hotel Wi-Fi. Enter for Wi-Fi, search. If you need any help, please let me know. We'll have someone as they set up the flip chart. If you need any help, let me know. Go to Wi-Fi, look for Legacy Hotel Wi-Fi. The password is connected. The password is connected. When you try to connect, it will ask for a password. The password is connected as one word, all of them in small letters. Connected. C-O-N-N-E-C-T-E-D. Tuko pamoja? So I just wanted us to be all on course, that we have the Wi-Fi, that we can be able to grab those wallets. So once you have got the Wi-Fi, I will kindly request you to, as they continue setting up, just go to Play Store. If again anyone needs any help, please let me know. We'll have someone attend to you. If you have got the Wi-Fi, go to Play Store. You can go to Play Store and search any of the three. You can look for Trust Wallet, or Coinomi Wallet, or Engine Wallet. But I would request if you can start with Trust Wallet, check if your phone will accept Trust Wallet. And when it appears, the Trust Wallet badge, when it appears, it needs to show a name, 6 days LCC. Just look for Trust Wallet on Play Store. Look for Trust Wallet on Play Store. So just for those who might have a bit of challenge, so just go to Play Store. So Play Store is where you get all your applications. Where you download WhatsApp from is where Play Store is. So just go to Play Store, and then you can be able to look for either Trust Wallet, Coinomi, or Engine Wallet. So that you can just start that process. So as we do that, I want to just share briefly on the shares. So I just want to take 2 minutes to share on one of the quick benefits of being a shareholder in Ubrica and why you need to engage in the same. So I hope you're able to get to Play Store, check Trust Wallet. You might get another different Trust Wallet. Ensure the one you have is written 6 days LLC. 6 days LLC. So it's Trust Wallet. It has a badge, either white and blue or blue and white. It has a badge. If you don't get Trust Wallet, there is Engine Wallet. Engine Wallet has an E with black and blue and white. I am waiting for. Yeah, please, if we have some seats right here, and if you have a seat right on your left or on your right, just please take the empty seat so that we have the people coming in to be able to get their space. So if you get any of the wallets, Trust Wallet or Coinomi or Engine, please download them, then we'll assist in the following process. Any challenges as I'm waiting for the pen to arrive? Any challenges? Anyone who needs any help? We are here to help you. We are here to give you solutions. So if you have any issues, just Timothy will assist anyone who has any issues. However, for 2 minutes, just give me 2 minutes. I request your attention for 2 minutes to share why do you need to be part of what is one of the biggest benefits of being a shareholder, particularly in such a company. So, and I will give this by giving an example of what has already happened. So these are not theories we are talking about. This is practical. It has already happened. So, and I will use an example of the people who already invested and where they are now. In 2015, Ubrica was selling shares, and at that time, people were buying shares. The minimum was $2,500, which is about 250,000 Kenya shillings. Nataka tufuatane hapa. It's very important information for all of us. So these people invested 250,000 Kenya shillings in the year 2015 in Ubrica. And they were each allocated 10,000 shares, and they got share certificates each of 10,000 shares. Now, what happened in March this year, March 31st, this year, March 31st, 2019, the company did what you call a share split. So some of the things that companies do in terms of as benefits of shareholders, they do what you call share splits. This is part of rewarding the shareholders, because shareholders are people who come and join the company when it is still at foundational level. Tunaelewana? When you buy shares into a company, you have the company to run operations and do everything before they get to the next step. And that's why shareholders are heavily rewarded. Now, how are these people rewarded? In March 31st, remember they invested in 2015, 4 years later, March 31st, their share certificates were recalled back, and the company did what you call a share split. And share split can be done different times depending on the company. And Ubrica did a share split of 49 times. So share split just means whatever amount of shares you have, you multiply by that number. So 49 times 10,000, how much is that? 49 times 10,000. Wanahesabu 490,000. Tuko pamoja? This person, remember, invested 250,000 Kenya shillings in 2015. As of April 1st, their 10,000 shares now moved to how much? 490,000 shares. What is the price of one share? What is the current price of one share? 200. How much is 490? Nataka mtu atufanyie hesabu times 200. 490,000 times 200. How much is that? Sitaki kujiongelesha. I want someone from the audience. How much? Yes, 98 million Kenya shillings. Are we together? How much did that person invest in 2015? And how much do we have now? Now, all these people, including Chris Kirubis of the world, of Kenya and of the world, all these people, one of their biggest secrets, other than having their companies, the reason why Kirubi is rich is not rich, he's wealthy. There is a difference. Kuna levels, kuna rich na kuna wealthy. Chris is wealthy. The reason why he is wealthy is not because he owns Hako Industries. No. It is because he has a lot of shares. Do you understand? And that is why it becomes news when Chris Kirubi sells his shares of Uchumi. Are we together? Why? Because he has the capacity and ability to disrupt the entire market. Lakini ukiwa na share zako umenunua Safaricom 100 hata uuze, will anyone notice? That is not news. But what we are saying, I just wanted to mention this so that we can be having questions. Why do I need to invest in these shares? Nangoja, because in terms of these shares, this is a long-term opportunity. We intend to go public in the year 2024. Right now, as we speak here, Ubrica as a company has come a long way. The people who invested in 2015, one of them is here with us. They did not have any idea of what was happening. It was just a vision. it was just a vision, but they believed in the vision. So you can see these people, by the time we are joining here, we are like oil and water. So jo maji na mafuta hazichangani, they don't mix. So that is one of the benefits. I just wanted to post this so that you can see, and this is not theory, this has happened, and this will happen to you also once you become a shareholder. So the question is, how do you engage? The more, the better for you. Sindio? The more, the better for you. So I know that was important. So we'll have later on, before 2024, we'll also do another share split, and you'll get a lot of benefit in this. And as you can see, these people already have benefited, yet the company is not yet even public. Now imagine what will happen to them in the next 4 years, 5 years. So that was just to jog your mind to know that this is real, it is happening, and we are not actually the first people to participate. A chance to be able to be part of these changes of Ubrica. So that's one of the key benefits of becoming a shareholder. And of course, the second one is also the fact that the share price will go up, and you can be able to sell your shares and make some money. It's a good form of investment. So, and then of course now for the shares is a long-term investment up to 2024, but then we have the coins which you can be able to activate as early as next year. We start making a lot of money on the coins, and we'll have sessions in terms of coins. I do not want to dwell a lot with the coins here. Why? Because already in Kenya, if we start discussing coins here, tumechafuka sana. Wacha tuongee ukweli, si ndio? Tumechafuka sana from the programs, the hypes that we have gotten into. So the Ubri coins are a very critical part. We'll make a lot of money with the Ubri coins. However, we are different. We are a different company. We come with different breath. Our way of doing things is very different. We're not telling you to put money today and get $1 million tomorrow. No. This is an actual investment, and we will train you. We will invest a lot of time in training you on how to get the coins and how to buy much more, and also how to make money from those coins. Are we together? So all you need to know in this room today, that you can purchase the coins, the shares. First opportunity you have is the shares, each at 100 shillings, 50% offer. So minimum is 100, that's 10,000 Kenya shillings. You can buy as much as you would like, up to a limit of 100 million Kenya shillings or $1 million. The second opportunity is the coins, the Ubri coins, which you can buy. They don't have minimum or maximum. You can buy as little or as much as you want. Each coin is a shilling. So we will spend a lot of time to train people in terms of this market. There's been a lot of conmanship in this industry. We want to change that narrative and empower Kenyans as they well deserve that. Are we together? And lastly, but not least, this is our founder, Ubrica president and founder. That is his profile. This is basically the team behind Ubrica. It is important to put a face to everything that you do. So as you can see, Dr. Mashari is a professor of health administration and a medical doctor. He is particularly a neurologist, and he's worked many years both in Kenya, in Europe, specifically France, and in the US, across different spheres. He also is an executive member. This is very important. He's an executive member and medical advisor in the International Union of Architects. So he sits at the International Union of Architects. He's not an architect himself, but because of what he has done, the impact he has created, then he was actually appointed with that international group of Union of Architects. It's a global group of architects. And of course, another very key thing, he's not only a medical doctor, but he actually has a doctorate in finance. So when we speak about financial engineering, he's an authority in both the money part and the health part. Isn't that good? Because you want a leader who understands exactly what is going on, what are the challenges, what are the problems we are facing, and how can they be solved without having a lot of noise that we are having in Kenya. Noise in terms of corruption, in terms of bureaucracy, and everything else that does not help us. So that's about Daktari, and we have our Vice President and co-founder, Michael Karu. Daktari relocated in 2016 to come to Kenya. He relocated to Kenya from the US. And Michael Karu is the Vice President, and he is the one who sits in the US office in Atlanta, Georgia. And he's worked a lot in the Nairobi Stock Exchange as a broker. And right now he's pushing the vision of Ubrica and the company in the US. So, and of course, a few weeks ago, we had a few people here. We had a teleconference, a video conference with Michael, and we engaged a couple of investors. So that's the team behind Ubrica. We are very excited. We also have a team, probably Daktari will introduce him, but we have a team also from the Nairobi office. We are very grateful to have you here with us. And thank you for everyone who has attended this meeting. And I beg at this point to post my presentation. I'll just welcome Mr. Joe to take us through the next session. If you have any questions, just note them down and we will capture them. Thank you.